Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Brazilian bombshell. The economy isn't the only thing exploding in Brazil, as the AFP Newswire reports. So is the Muslim population. The news service says the number of mosques has quadrupled in the primarily Catholic country since the year 2000, and Fluminense Federal University confirms that there are now over 1 million Muslims living in the country, many of which are recent converts. Islam expert Paulo Pinto from the university says that after the September 11th attacks in the United States, there was a growth of interest in Islam, and many people decided to convert because it was, quote, seen as a new form of resistance. Coincidentally, a soap opera about a so-called benevolent Muslim hero, which launched 3 weeks after the historic attacks, is credited with sparking interest in the militant religion. Please see the full article on our resource page by clicking the link right outside the screen. Post-scandal priest association. In the wake of the Philadelphia abuse scandal, priests of the Archdiocese are forming an independent association of their own to deal with what they are calling a, quote, vacuum of information. The Associated Press reports Father Chris Walsh of the new Association of Philadelphia Priests says the group was created because of concern over why the abuse scandal festered for so long, as well as to ensure the protection of suspended priests whose cases are currently under review. Over 100 priests from the area have attended the association's first meetings, including the vicar for clergy, Monsignor Daniel Sullivan. However, Father Walsh claims the group does not want any confrontation with the Archbishop, saying, quote, we are not looking to be adversarial. We are part of the Church. We respect and look forward to working with Archbishop Chaput, end quote. You can read the full article on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. Calling Obama out. Pro-life states that have defunded Planned Parenthood are standing their ground despite threats from the Obama administration to interfere in state government matters. New Hampshire Health Department's Executive Council has answered a threatening letter from Health and Human Services by announcing that it has no plans to scale back on the $1.8 million it has revoked from Planned Parenthood funding for 2012. Meanwhile, Kansas state government has not paid Planned Parenthood any money since a judge ordered them to reinstate funding to America's abortion giant, and is allocating the money instead to health organizations that do not perform abortions. North Carolina has also recently been told by federal court that it must uphold contracts that it has with Planned Parenthood through 2012, but it remains to be seen if they will be prevented from defunding abortion in 2013. You can get all the information surrounding the state battles mentioned in this story on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Father Dorothy. The Bishop of San Jose, California, is installing a laywoman to oversee a parish instead of a new pastor. The California Catholic Daily says Bishop Patrick McGrath is announcing Dorothy Carlson as the new so-called, quote, minister to parish life of St. Justin's Parish, in a move that follows a liberal trend initiated by former San Jose Bishop Pierre Dumaine. Justification of the decision can be found on the diocesan website, citing such reasons as the falling number of priests, how some priests may not want to become pastors, and, of course, quote, there are increasing numbers of highly educated, experienced, and motivated lay Catholics who view ministry as a profession, end quote. The decision to use these so-called ministers of parish life instead of pastors dates back to 1995 in the San Jose Archdiocese. Phoenix Rising. The Diocese of Phoenix, Arizona is now forbidding girls to serve Mass on the altar at its cathedral because it is a privilege for boys interested in the priesthood. Father John Lankite, rector of Saints Simon and Jude Cathedral, told the press that the bishop leaves such decisions up to him, that Christ only made men priests, and that serving at the altar is a specifically priestly act. His decision is already being met by criticism and complaints that the church abuses females. Girls were not allowed to serve Mass at all prior to 1983, though bishops and priests have always had the option of restricting altar serving to boys only. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael talks about Our Lady of Fatima. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless.